It was great. They'd done that festival for so long, but this was the first year they made it 2 days.
Very
That's
nice.
the big thing about that, and it's getting bigger every year, and it's
You
such
enjoy
a
all the pizza?
heart and soul. Yes, that's a big
course.
part of that part of North Beach. All right, let's talk about how things are changing and why we've designated today and tomorrow 2 days, 2 first alert weather days. If you look at first alert Doppler, you can see there are showers on it right now. Those are the leftovers of what was a very impressive complex of thunderstorms that were in the Sierra for the last 2 days. That's half of the necessary ingredients for us here at home if we're actually going to get this. It's so difficult to make it rain here in June, let alone get thunderstorms. So a 20% chance is not huge. But the fact that we have it at all in the month of June is worth raising the awareness on this. Here's another interesting note. The Storm Prediction Center is charged with shading in the national map every day for where the possibility for convective thunderstorms are across the country. We very seldom ever get included in that. And today we're on the map. Granted, it's the lightest shade of light green that tells us that this is a marginal concern. It's a low-risk situation. But nonetheless, for us, anytime there's thunderstorms, it becomes a bigger deal. So here's a takeaway on this. Let's watch the Futurecast over the next 2 days. There are going to be thunderstorms in California today and tomorrow. You can see them on here. But you also notice how widely spread this is. So there's going to be a lot of gaps in here where you won't get any. And that's the more likely outcome, quite honestly, for your part of the bay. But if we switch our perspective once again and use the high-resolution forecast model now, this is the one that would probably be the most beneficial to use in a situation like this. We're going to look at 2 time frames. That's today, maybe a few showers coming through in the later part of the day. And then there's this kind of persistent focus at this point on Tuesday morning. The difficulty with forecasting a scenario like this is you can't look at a forecast model and say at exactly that time, at exactly that location, that's where this is going to develop. This kind of scenario is a lot more kind of erratic and somewhat chaotic in that sense. So the general takeaway is, look, we know the ingredients are here. The likelihood is small, but nonetheless, there's enough of a likelihood that it's worth just kind of giving you the heads up now. Here's the other element we need. Remember, we saw all the thunderstorms in the Sierra. We know the moisture's here. But the other half of the element we need here in the Bay Area is we need some help to make these thunderstorms develop, because without the mountains like the Sierra, there's very little of a trigger to get these things going. This is what just showed up yesterday. Look at that counterclockwise spin. There's an area of low pressure that came in from the Pacific. Now we have both of these meeting. We've got the energy which just showed up. At the same time, there's a whole bunch of moisture over the Sierra producing thunderstorms. And that's the way this has to come together, which is why it becomes a difficult forecast. The big picture shows you the majority of this will happen in Central and Southern California, but we have our chance here. Whether we get the thunderstorms or not, we are going to get a cool down. We were way above average yesterday. Today, your numbers come back down to average. We're only going to the mid and upper 70s for those warmest inland valleys. You were near 90 yesterday. So 2 first alert weather days for this. By Wednesday, the possibility starts to really go away for rain, but the temperatures stay right here. So we're going to be staying cool, or I should say, we're going to be staying much closer to right around average for the remainder of the 7-day forecast, with or without any possible rain. All right, that covers that. We don't have to worry about rain on the roadways this morning, Gianna.